you should create something. Not necessarily a YouTube video or other content meant to be consumed, although it could be that, or it could be origami, or your own build out of Legos, or painting miniatures, or a full painting, or whatever your heart desires. Here's why. For a long time, I felt like my life was missing something. I couldn't easily put my finger on it. I had friends, family, a relationship. I worked, making my way to a pretty solid job for my age for only having an associate's degree, and I spent time on my hobbies, playing video games and collecting comics in my spare time. And yet, something was still missing. It's not that my life was bad, but it didn't really feel like my own. It was the same formula day in and day out, and outside of having a relatively stable life, there was nothing I was really proud of. In the last couple of years, I've witnessed friends graduate college and go off to new careers, creating a direction for themselves, and it got easy to start feeling like I was behind in some ways. I had a job, but no real direction. I had an associate's degree with no real desire to go back and finish up that bachelor's. I was getting by, and time kept moving. Something had to change. Something must change. I couldn't keep watching the time pass me by and feel like all I was doing was losing it. So I took a step, and I made a video. I always had an interest in YouTube, but I never really went for it. I had tried when I was younger on a channel that no longer exists and just never stuck with it. Part of that issue was feeling like it was weird and that people just wouldn't understand it. I pushed it to the side and decided my time was best spent on other things. Things that actually mattered, like getting a job and making sure I was getting good grades so I could be ready for college when that time came. In doing so, I started to create that missing void that I would be feeling so many years later, one that I only recently started to fill. It's not that getting a job and striving for A's was wrong, but I left so little for my own aspirations and interests. I washed out my creativity to fit into the normalcy of the rest of the world. As soon as I started creating, it was like a switch flipped. This was what I had been missing for so long. Sitting down and editing, putting the vision in my head onto the screen in front of me and actually creating it, that void I had left started to fill. My life started to feel like my own again. The channel is small. I'm far from being monetized or doing this outside of a hobby, but that's not why I started in the first place. By creating something tangible that I can look at and my friends can watch, and a few other people that manage to find it, I can feel proud of something that I created. And because I was the one that created it, I can feel proud of myself. This is the reason I believe it's important for us to create and express our creativity. While my evidence may be all anecdotal, I know for a fact that we all can struggle with feeling proud of ourselves, with feeling like we don't have any direction. It's easy to look at others and feel like they must have it all figured out, simply because they might have a part figured out that we don't yet. But the odds are, you have something figured out that they don't either. Creating something you're proud of, though, that's a source of motivation. It's one place where you know your direction. You know where you belong. I don't know what this whole YouTube thing is going to do. I figure I'll just keep doing it as something I can be proud of, whether the videos do well or not. At the time of writing this, I have 180 subscribers, and the video I uploaded just a few days ago got a couple thousand views, and I couldn't be more thrilled. It's been just under 2 months, at least at the time of writing this. I accidentally took a month to create my next video, but I'm still so proud of what I've been able to make in that time. And if it does keep growing, I'll happily accept. But if it stays as the hobby as it is, that's fine too. If you happen to find this video and you feel like life is just a little stale, take that step and create something. I don't have the answer of what that should be, but you do. Somewhere in you, there's a desire to express your creativity, so express it. Make something you're proud of. Create a reason to be proud of yourself. I have a feeling that you have a lot more potential than you realize. Hey, so I know this was a really short video, but I wanted to share a little more of my reason for starting this channel and just how appreciative I am to everyone that watches. Everything I make is just made for the fun and the passion of it all. If you liked this, maybe consider liking and subscribing. I'll be creating more real soon. For now, maybe take a look at this video on the screen. You may enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and go boop a snoot.